finish. Look out! Rozier blasted back inside the 20. Caleb on Chason with the sack for LSU.
Blindside pressure, Trask goes down. Chason got him.
Inside the 45, Caleb on Chason leading the way.
LSU might get it one more time with some time. Pressure on Ellinger, and down he goes. It's Caleb on Chason.
Big rush by Chason, and he takes Hurts down back inside the 25.
It's a handoff on 2nd and 10. P. Ryan's going to be swarmed and dropped behind the line, but Caleb on Chason, the best pass rusher.
So, good evening, folks, and welcome along to Season 1, Episode 46 of the UK Cowboys podcast. Tonight, I am stepping into the host chair as Mike has been taken away by the C word. He's out on call all night, so I'm joined by my Celtic cousins, Graham and Paul, and by my brother from another mother over there in England, in Jamie. How are we all doing, folks?
Evening, everybody.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Everyone got a beer or whiskey in hand?
Oh yes, bit of a long on IPA. We'll have to go with the old hookem there. Paul's just.
I'm a 16-year-old single malt from Scotland here. So, how are we all doing?
Surviving.
Yeah. Look, thankfully, touching wood, I'm not on work lockdown yet, but that's coming in the next couple of days. So, yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, isn't it? How about you?
I've been on lockdown for the last 2 weeks. We were sent home. Jesus, nearly 3 weeks ago at this stage. So, long stretch at home. A lot of YouTube listening. So if we dive into the first week of free agency, what's everyone's thoughts on who's gone, who's brought in, any glaring and obvious needs still need to be addressed?
Well, I feel I have to make my point on Amari Cooper, because regular listeners will know that I was convinced that Cooper was out the door, and
yeah,
I was bloody close, if I'm honest. But in today's topsy-turvy NFL world, be fair to him, he was true to his word. He turned down an extra $25 million from the Redskins. He has a star on his helmet for the next 5 years. He is Dak's security blanket, as you call it. Not going to split hairs over the money. 17-18 million I would have paid him. In 2 years' time, it's going to look like an absolute bargain.
Yep.
So I'm going to leave it at that, but I will say that I was bloody close.
I would definitely add to that as well. Like you said, very touch and go. At first, I thought he was going to let go, but when you hear the fact that other teams were willing to pay him substantially a hell of a lot more, and they turned them all down so that they could play for us, that just tends to show how much he just wants to play for us in general. Like, he feels it's a good fit for him. He wants to stay, he wants to play, and he wants to win. So I'm extremely happy.
I was just convinced of the situation because I found that normally in the NFL, if a player like that hits the open market, he will go for stupid money to somebody that is seriously struggling with a huge amount of cap space. I don't know why he wasn't courted by somebody like Indianapolis, who have got all the cap space in the world, and the Dolphins even though they gave all that money to Jones, they've done some serious spending. I just thought they could have used one more weapon in Miami, but there you go. He's a Cowboy, and we're all the better for it.
I know we're mostly going to talk about us and that, but I can definitely see the Dolphins getting a wide receiver in the draft and that. So that's probably why they paid Jones all that money.
Yeah, it's the year to do it. It is definitely the year to do it.
Oh, sorry guys. Thomas.
Yeah, I think we touched on it last week on the show, and I'm not surprised the way it kind of went with our big three. It was always going to be Dak. It was always going to be Amari, and I touched on it last week. I was just a little bit pissed that we took so long because it ended up as soon as it. I said it on a few months ago, saying that it would probably be the other way around. We would have got Dak done and tagged Amari just to kind of. Tag Dak, to give us a bit more. But I thought it would have come a lot sooner than it did. And as soon as Amari Cooper was going to hit open market, it was always going to drive it up a couple of million. Probably about two or three more million than I would have been happy to pay. But like Bryan said, and Gray was just said then, it's going to, with the cap going up over the next few years, it's going to look an absolute steal. He's tied down. Dak's going to be tied down. And there was definitely no way I was going to be paying Byron Jones $17 million a year. He just wasn't worth the money.
Yeah, and a nice segue into Jones, because I look at it as this. Say you want to buy a house for, say, $150,000, and you spend $15,000 on the deposit, which would be the first round pick. Yeah. Now, you know the value of that house. The way I see it, the Cowboys have gone to the end of their mortgage and said to the bank, we're not going to pay for that anymore. And the bank take it back. You know the value of it. Do you sell it, or do you just stop paying the mortgage on it? Do you get what I mean? Like they could have easily got something for Jones last summer. It wasn't as if, oh my God, Byron Jones is a free agent. You know, it really, really frustrating. But I suppose they were trying to make a run at the Super Bowl, so you want to keep all your pieces, but it's a hell of a chip to lose. I mean, the guy's now highest paid corner in league history. We could have got something for them and moved on.
I'm going to say this as well, and this is like kind of going back towards more Dak. Is it Todd France?
Yeah.
I want to punch his face. I really want to do. Like, see, when we saw the Ryan Tannehill deal come through, I'm like, oh no. Like, that to me just kind of for what Tannehill did for those 8 games he played, that just kind of reset the market for a backup. Now it's kind of like, oh, Dak's like that. Thank you to my agent. He's just made me gotta get tagged now.
And who is his agent, Paul?
I don't want to repeat his name.
I think as well. I think
the exact same guy.
We made a massive mistake a couple of years ago not going for Tyrann Mathieu when he was on free agency. Now, if Byron Jones would have been playing to his level and we would let him walk for 17 million,
well,
I'd have been a little bit pissed. But to be fair, for the kind of player he was, away from interceptions, he was a stellar player that side of the ball, but he just didn't make enough interceptions, and we struggled last year. And I think did one of the shows that we did, we looked at one player on one of the other teams had more interceptions than our whole secondary. That's just not on. So it was time for a change. It looks like Mike McCarthy's been given free rein to do what he wants to do. So it's time to hype for the Super Bowl.
Just to follow up, you're saying like what he's done so far. Like, how long have I been talking about we should get a defensive tackle in the draft? Now I'm like that. I don't even know what we're going to pick in the first round now, because he's actually brought in some reliable guys in the middle and the front four, or front three, depending on what the scheme it is, like Jerry McCoy, and also with the new legislation and that, it looks like Randy Gregory might actually come back, which is great. Like, because regardless, when he's on that football field, he will play his heart out, and he's a force to be reckoned with when he's actually playing. So.
See, you touched on it there, and somebody said it on Twitter the other day, and yeah, the names a couple of years ago were some of the biggest names in the NFL, and yeah, they're not playing at the same model. But if you actually look at it when you go free agency,
they're still productive.
If you look at the players that we've lost, we've actually upgraded, and I know Brian's going to hate it, but Clinton Dix, he's not a massive upgrade, but he is an upgrade on Jeff Heath. And then if you look at the guys we lost on that defensive line, Poe, who's on the verge of signing, and Joe McCoy, they are upgrades. We needed some big run stuffers. We got 2 big run stuffers.
Well,
I can't complain now.
Again, just to add on top of that as well, that's probably why it's a 1-year contract. That's correct.
For Gerald McCoy, it's a 2-year contract.
No, for Clinton Dix.
It's a 1-year deal.
Yeah, so I think they understand it's like, it'll be good for that one season, then after that we can find someone else. I think that they kind of thinking what we're thinking, like, because we're not, like, it is a bit of an upgrade, but not for long term.
Yeah.
I think I agree. From what I hear, he wasn't great in Chicago, but Mike McCarthy obviously knows how to get the best out of him, because he went good money in free agency. So the 1-year deal will be, right, here's where I'm supposed to be talent-wise. Who wants me? Kind of idea. He's just, I think he's signed with us to get back with McCarthy, get back to playing his best, and he will take it from there in 2021. But like you say, Paul, he's with us for this year, so hopefully he gets to back to that level, because he'll be wearing a star in the helmet while he does.
And like Paul said, now it opens up everything in the draft, whereas you could have potentially gone, we may have gone safety, we may have gone defensive line. Now we've shored those up in terms of we've got some players that can come in and start. Now we can kind of focus. Not although your first round pick, you really want somebody who's going to come in and potentially start or play like. You've got a little bit of luxury now. You can say, like, we can get someone in. We can not have to rely on him as much this year that we do. Like, say, the guy, what was his name that we took in the second round last year? But he's completely Ed's gone. Tristan Hill, whereas like he was expected just to come in and plug and play massive this year. Now we can kind of afford to add that a little bit. I won't say massively, but whoever comes in might not have to play as many downs as we would have maybe expected from a natural first rounder.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the depth chart just now of all the players we do have still currently just now, and there is still quite a void in the defensive tackle roster. Like, we've only got Jerry McCoy, Tristan Hill, and Justin Hamilton. That's our and obviously Antoine Woods, I believe, as well. Is he? He's signed an exclusive contract, is he not, for a year?
We're signing to Montreal as well, though, aren't we? And he plays down the middle. That's just been waiting to be confirmed, isn't it?
ESPN's not updated their list yet, but either way. But I'm also looking, like, see, when we're talking about likes of the draft and stuff. I know we're going to talk about that just shortly, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. I'll leave that for that then.
Yeah, like I think for me, after the week we've had, like, I think the fact Byron Jones, for me last year, he'd had his first good season, and I thought for the 2019 season it was a prove it you can do it again. And to be fair to him, he was a shutdown corner. He really was. His guy was on lockdown at most times. He didn't get the interceptions, and unfortunately we've lost him. Like, for me, the glaring hole that we still need is cornerback. We need a cornerback in the next couple of weeks. Like, I know we got Morris Kennedy or however it's pronounced, but looking at our depth, our starters are Anthony Bryan and Jordan Lewis. That's not good enough. We're going to be absolutely torched. So
he's You've
I
also
think
got,
there's a case now.
you've also got
We
Awuzie.
now have a massive centre. Who's going to play centre this year?
I was just about I was going to say
don't worry, we'll come to that one.
I was going to say that regards to going into the draft, because I'm looking even looking at the roster for what we've got currently at O-line. It's like we don't even have a good viable backup for Tyron Smith. We've got a guy called Mitch Hyatt, Connor Williams is there, Brandon Knight, Connor McGovern, Joe Looney, Adam Redmond, Marcus Henry, Zach Martin, Cody Wickman, Lyle Collins. That's it. So you're talking about there's 11 offensive linemen there.
Yeah.
Ronald Leary's still a free agent.
Bring him back. Bring him back. I would.
Touching back on the on the defensive backside, do you think because of although he was a shutdown corner, but we struggled with interceptions that side of the ball, and we got burned a few years ago with Brandon Cow. We paid all that money out for him, and he just couldn't. Do you think that maybe stopped us going out for someone like a Chris Harris, or there was even Trey Waynes that was available, but they were going to command so much money that the Cowboys were like, you know what, we've been burnt in the past. Let's address this in the draft and then see who's available for the draft.
I think you're right, Jamie. I think you're right in a way. I think Jerry's kind of being a bit more, how would I politely say this? A bit more of a tight arse. And he's been doing that even with negotiating latest deals, like for example Jalen Smith. Like Jalen Smith could have gotten a hell of a lot more if he wanted to, but no, he took the Cowboys discount, and it's the same with Amari Cooper. So, in fair credit to Jerry, like he sticks to his guns, like trying to get them on the lower paying contract as low as possible. But in terms of free agency, I think he has been really extra wary about it. So I don't blame him, but at the same time, it's like maybe we should. If there's one we know, like if it was me, I would get Clowney in. I don't think he'll cost as much as those type of the other free agents are out there just now, because he has kind of been really mixed on and off form. But if he was to come into our defensive line, and you know what McCarthy's like, he loves his linemen, he loves his linebackers as well. He knows how to get the front 4-7 to really attack that offensive line. So I think he could actually help Clowney out a lot if we were to sign him. So, but that's just a wee opinion I thought about that if we were to get him. But I think we probably get him a good deal. Like it wouldn't affect the cap too much.
Just a point on the salary, you only have to look at the Rams to see how much talent they're hemorrhaging right now because they can't afford to pay it all.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, mind they traded for Jalen Ramsey. Look how much he's taking out the cap right now. Yeah. He's done absolutely nothing.
Sit back to a truckload.
And I'll be honest, I'm so glad I've been proven wrong. Like, because I was a big Jalen Ramsey fan, and since he went to the Rams, I'm like, that's not the same player anymore. Not the same player.
No. They're eating a cracking whack on Goff as well, and they kind of edged all their eggs in one basket, didn't they, when he had that good year that they got to the Super Bowl, and it's like, let's throw all this money at him, and now it's like, shit, this isn't paid off.
I can see them doing I can see them doing like what the Dolphins and the Raiders are kind of doing right now. They're going to try and trade them away in the last year of their contracts to try and get more picks and try and bring that cap back down.
Yeah. The Jags look like geniuses right now when they got rid of Ramsey.
Oh, I know.
You know?
They did. And I mean, he wasn't the best dressing room guy either. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people wanted to pick him up, and I was like, no, definitely not.
The video on the contract just showed that's not the guy you want. If you want a contract, you go to the owners and negotiate. Don't get someone to pull up in a big van and somebody with a megaphone saying, pay this guy, he's the best defensive back in the league, and make a big fuss about it. Go in there and then let you talk and do it on the field.
Or square up to your head coach.
Yeah, I'm telling you, by the way, like, I think the Jags have actually learned from the Steelers because of the whole Antonio Brown situation, because they tried to like they pay him all the money, try and keep him hush hush, and like try and like do whatever make Brown comfortable and that. Then they got to that point of it's not bloody worth it, and they were they tried it for a couple of weeks and nah, he's just not showing up. No valid excuses. Now it's like, you know what, we don't want to be in that same situation as the Steelers. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
So, but no player is bigger than the team, and that's football in general, you know. Like, and if that's one thing I'm happy about is McCarthy does have that type of personality. He will ensure that he will put that discipline on players.
So speaking of no player being bigger than the team. We'll segue into the breaking news from last night and the announcement that our beloved number 72, Travis Frederick, has retired.
Yeah.
I think we were all in shock at that announcement itself. I suppose, reading between the lines, he was saying during the season he was comfortable with what he had done, and it did seem like if you'd read properly, he was happy to go. So what's everyone's thoughts?
Obviously, I'm absolutely gutted, but at the same time, I totally respect why he's done it. Like, because end of the day, he's got his family to think of as well, and just like if you were to kind of recap last season, after taking that whole season out. And to come back and have a let's be honest, it was a stellar performance for a centre. Like, he helped Dak gain all those yards. Like, in terms of would I like to see him stay more for another couple of seasons? Yeah, of course we all would. But at the same time, like, when the player knows when it says time's up, like you just need to respect it. But yeah. I was actually messaging our friends at Cowboys Experience and that, because obviously Travis is a regular for the meet and greets and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like, what's stopping everybody from still inviting him over? You know, he's still going to be loved. He's still going to be part of Cowboys Nation no matter what. Like, he's still part of the Cowboys family. So, but everyone so far, especially on social media, everyone's kind of like. Yeah, it's like gutted, but they're like, you know what? Wish you all the best. Not that you're one of the best centres that's ever played the game, pretty much.
I think a lot of people say, don't they, walk away at the top of your game and don't let the league determine when you go. Like you say, and it's not even a competition. Best centre in the league. He has been since pretty much the moment he walked into the NFL. Fair play to him. He's gone out on top of his game. We can't begrudge him wanting to go. I mean, like you say, at the end of the day, possibly he's got his family to think about. You know what I mean? You're playing the NFL for so long. You've got to think of what's coming after. He's done everything. And it's a shame he didn't win a Super Bowl. And then good luck to Conor McGovern, because he's got some big ass shoes to fill.
Don't forget Joe Looney, man. Like, Looney did a great job when he filled in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Just as well, we signed him as well for that extra year.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the guys have said most of it, but I will take us back to draft night when
yes, we got slated for that. We got slated for the pick.
I think he got, was it 31st overall?
Yeah.
And Rich Eisen was like, "What have they just done? We got absolutely hammered." I don't even know if Mike Mayock came to our defence. I think he had
a third rounder tag on him.
Third round tag on him.
Third round centre. Third round.
And I think he's been one of the best first round picks in recent memory.
Yep.
Probably. If I was to try and compare it, it'd be on, like, Zeke was a home run pick, and I think Travis was as well.
He's one of those picks. He's one of those picks that's proved everybody wrong. Like, even coming back from last year, people say, is Frederick going to be the same guy again? Like, obviously he wasn't, but he still performed it to the highest level. He still managed to make the Pro Bowl. He like I said, he helped Dak to have one of his most successful passing yard seasons ever. So, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I can remember watching it tonight and thinking, like everybody else was thinking, what have we done here? And Mike was pretty always slap on here with his ground grades, and I'm thinking, why have we done this? And I thought, I'm going to go on, and I instantaneously went on. I'd look at YouTube and looked at it, and I just thought, we have got an absolute animal. This is going to work out to be a great pick. And I think even the Cowboys, I didn't think they had rumblings that people will try to get up to the top, maybe to pick behind us in the first round, or even to the top of the second, try and take him, because they just knew he wasn't going to last.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Don't forget, JJ Watt actually praised our pick because he was in the same university as him.
Yeah.
You've got one of the greatest, one of the best defensive linemen to play the game for, obviously. Who are they called again? Is it the Texans? Oh, I don't know. The Oilers? I don't know who they're called nowadays. But regardless, JJ Watt is a great player, but he even said, when we made that draft pick, he said, that's a solid draft pick. Because obviously, because you know what most NFL players, they go out on Twitter and they'll say, that's a good pick, what team it is, or praise fellow alumni from universities, whoever they get picked, saying, Miami have got themselves a fucking baller, they've got this, they've got that. It doesn't matter what team or college, but other players will recognise other players, and JJ, I remember saying, Travis Frederick, man, Cowboys have got themselves some player.
Yeah. I think it's not coincidental that he was drafted in 2013, wasn't it?
Let me just check.
And a certain Will McClay was director of football research at that time. I think that was our first Will McClay special. Quickly followed in 2014 by Zach Martin.
Yeah, that's probably the most controversial one, because it was either going to be I think most of us were expecting Mr. Johnny Football by that pick.
Oh, God.
I know, right? It's crazy to think that now, right? But when we draft, I was like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Then we realised, it's you know what? Yeah, it's probably better protecting Tony. And look at the season we had in 2014. When the Cowboys came to London, played Jacksonville, we absolutely smoked them. Sorry, Jags fans, but...
Sorry to kind of just take it off thing, and just because we were talking a bit ago about Amari Cooper and was 18 million, a bit too much. But the Jets have just the Panthers have just signed Robbie Anderson to a 2-year deal, 20 million, and the first year is 12 million. So,
what has he done? What is Anderson actually done?
Yep.
Hold on. Has Robert Anderson even had a 1,000-yard season?
Yes.
So it looks a snap, doesn't it, already?
Somebody on the Jets had to.
In fact, no, he hasn't. He's not.
Well, I remember we had Taylor on the show before for the preview show for the Jets game, and we were asked who was our dark horse, and I suggested Robbie Anderson was going to have a game, and Taylor shot me down and said, "Who is Robbie Anderson? Is he the guy that tried to get people to vote him into the Pro Bowl?" And I told her he's the guy, and he scored a touchdown that weekend.
Yes, sorry to kind of just throw it back at you, just because it just flashed up on my phone. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for the Jets.
It's a big amount of money to give.
Yeah. I've got the stats here. His best season was in 2017, and his total yards for receiving was 941. And 7 touchdowns.
It's just 12 million in one.
Last year he was 779 yards and only 5 touchdowns. 2018 752 with 6 touchdowns, and obviously his rookie season was 587 with only 2. That's a substantial lot of money for a guy that's actually is not in that same level.
It's not a $12 million a year.
That is paying over. That's overpriced.
If we take that back to last season for ourselves, like Randall Cobb had pretty similar production, and cost a fraction of that. Like, I mean,
exactly.
You got to give the front office a bit of credit on that. Like that they managed to pick him up relatively cheap, and the guy has earned himself a deal now down south of us. Again, I can't remember the name of that team he's gone to. But if we bring it back to our most beloved number 72, how it's almost impossible to replace him, but we obviously have to. How are we going to do it? Is that going to be a draft pick? Is it going to be my own thought is Conor McGovern is the guy. Other people's thoughts are Joe Looney. There's other people talking about Connor Williams moving in. And I also saw someone mention on Twitter last night, don't rule out Adam Redmond climbing the rankings and slotting in there. So, what are your thoughts?
What I will say is that we went to the playoffs without him. Yeah. We went to the playoffs in 2018 when he had his off year. It can be done, but like you say, it's rough because.
There's a different balance. Like Frederick has the ability to even replace along with Prescott. Like he can actually help his guards to say, "There's your free tech, there's your one tech." It's like get him in the inside block because you see him before he even snaps the ball. He's pointing everything out. Yeah. Like, and I still say this. I think center's probably just as important as a quarterback. Just as important. Like if you don't have a good decent center. The quarterback's not going to get the ball properly. Like even the snap control, all that type of stuff. Like and that's where the play starts. Every single play, it's from the center to the quarterback. So
I've got a feeling it's going to be McGovern just for the fact we didn't even bring him in for a pre-draft interview. We were apparently never scouting him, so they have got some intel on this kid to say that we don't need to bring him in. We're going to surprise him. So I think he's got at least a 50-50 shot, but I think he's probably he might just edge it, even if it's just playing with the ones through pre-season to see if he can hack that level. Like you say, maybe Joe Looney then would step in.
Yeah. Like it would be very interesting to see. I'm just trying to see who else there is again, but like you said, we've got Joe Looney, Adam Redmond, Conor McGovern, Marcus Henry, Brandon Knight, Mitch Hyatt. These are the guys that it's quite versatile. Like from looking at the depth chart, like they're put all across the board. Same with Wyatt Miller. He seems to be he's more of just a right tackle. But all the other guys, they're very flexible. You can put them in the left or the right, but centre just seems to be Joe Looney, Adam Redmond. But Conor McGovern's still regarded as more of a left guard at the moment. So, just
looking at the draft kind of rankings for centres as well. There's no standout first round centres. You're looking at ones that are predicted bottom second round, top third round, unless I'm missing somebody out there. So it's not as if there's a standout one there we could sit there and say, do you know what, we need to get someone and let's go trade up.
I definitely think we'll definitely be drafting more O-line this draft now after what's happened in free agency now. I've completely U-turned in my whole perspective what way we're going to go for the draft. We still might go for safety, don't know. I'm still unsure what we're going to do in that first round, but anything second round onwards, definitely we're definitely have to get an O-lineman somewhere. So second round onwards, definitely.
Like, I think if I remember this, and Jamie, you tell me if I'm wrong, because I think it was me and you were talking about this on the Friday, the night that Conor McGovern was drafted. Like, was the reaction in the room that night? They were like, Mark Colombo was nearly doing cartwheels. He was so happy. You know, he just seemed to fall into their lap. And
Yeah.
I think we got lucky there with that. And I think we also might have had a bit of insider information. Well, obviously we had insider information last week that we got Joe Looney back on that new deal, which was brought in through the CBA. I think that nearly 50% of his cap hit this year is written off because he's been with us for 4 years. So, speaking of the draft, so we decided tonight we're going to have a 4-round mock draft, but we're only going to draft offensive players. So,
Right, send me the list. Because obviously, I've been purely defense throughout this whole thing, and ever since free agency hit, I have got no clue what we're going to be doing. So I need a little bit of help here.
We could be talking about guys that didn't even go to the combine.
Take the kicker. Take the
Talking
kicker.
about
Who
We're
knows?
talking
Maybe even
about
draft somebody from the
120 players.
XFL. Who knows? I mean,
So-
it's just happened just there. Some guy from the Houston Roughnecks just went to Carolina.
yeah,
right.
they traded Kyle Allen for a 5th and took someone from it was the Houston Roughnecks, was Giselle Paul.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
is my team, isn't it?
To be fair, that quarterback was absolute balling in the XFL. He was absolute balling.
yeah,
Aye. Riverboat Ron must see something in him.
yeah.
Take him
You know,
to
like
Washington.
Yep.
to get him for a 5th is a bit of a steal. Like for a guy who, he had 14 games last season. You know, it's fair play to Ron because I'm not convinced Haskins is the quarterback of the future in Washington. So, I mean, he has Haskins, he has Alex Smith. If Alex Smith is able to come back,
I think Smith will retire after training camp. That's my gut feeling about it.
and he obviously has Kyle Allen, and maybe they draft another quarterback. You would never know.
Yeah, I'd seen rumors that they were bringing a few quarterbacks in the draft. Like you say, it's a complete new, it's a new personnel, and you're gonna want your own guys.
So we are going to kick off this mock draft. So I've taken I've done the mock draft on the draftnetwork.com. They have a simulator. So we're picking at 17. We're not going to do any trades here at all. So what are we looking to take at 17, guys? What would you like to see?
I'd still like.
But I don't think he's going to be there, especially now that the Niners have got that extra pick from the Colts. I think he's going to go just outside the top 10 here, and he's going to go to the Niners.
Who's that?
Kinlaw.
Well, we're only drafting offense, Jamie.
Yeah, so I'm saying, that would have been my pick. But yeah, depends on who's available, doesn't it? On your draft, taking it away there.
So
You know, if it's just offense, maybe Andrew Thomas falls.
Yeah.
Wondering, Smith's getting a little bit old. You don't get 16 games out of Smith anymore.
Yeah.
My guy Becton will be gone. Wirfs will be gone. Wills as well, probably.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. I just wonder if Andrew Thomas is. But
So I started the draft as you were saying that. So Tristan Wirfs went at number 5. Mekhi Becton at number 8. Jedrick Wills at number 10. And unfortunately, Andrew Thomas went at number 14.
Really?
See, if he was there, you'd be tempted to jump to 14 to get him.
Yeah.
Right, I'll read out mine, right? So, obviously, Joe Burrow went number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
But Tua went number 5, Justin Herbert number 6, CJ, that's Tristan Wirfs went number 10, CD Lamb number 11, Henry Ruggs the 3rd, number 12, Jerry Jeudy number 13, Mekhi Becton 14, Jedrick Wills 15. Jesus, that's a lot of offense has been taken off.
Yeah.
that's low for Becton as well.
Yeah.
14. 14.
That is low. He's a top 10 pick.
Mm.
So on my board, the offensive players available to us are Justin Jefferson or Justin Herbert, quarterback, which obviously we're not going to draft.
Yeah, obviously.
Swift, running back. Jonathan Taylor, running back. J.K. Dobbins, running back. Josh Jones, offensive tackle. Jordan Love, quarterback. And at number 31 is a name I think which everyone is going to pick, is going to be the pick.
Is Denzel Mims still there?
No, I haven't gotten as far as Mims anyway. But the number 31 player on this board is one, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU. So from those, who would be the pick, guys, and why?
Just putting it out there, right? Just putting it out there. Is it mental to think about quarterback at 17?
Yeah.
Think so?
I think if there would been so much uncertainty with Dak, but the Cowboys have pretty much said on that. If they wouldn't come out and say what they said, I would have probably agreed with you there. But I just think, yeah.
The reason I'm saying no is because I think if we do go offensive now, I would say Andrew Thomas, because we don't know the full health of Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
How long is he going to last? Is he
Yeah.
going to last this season?
Yeah.
And
what I'm thinking is there a break point where Jerry goes, do you know what? No.
I think we could probably I think we can get another franchise quarterback in the second round, to be honest.
I'm
bet there's
going to
talk. I
back
bet there's
Graham up
talk.
on this one. I'm actually going to back him up, and I'm on record. I don't know if Dak is going to actually sign the tag.
I'm not convinced he'll sign the tag.
And
Because he's been so stonewall about being highest paid for the longest time.
It's not him, it's his bloody agent. I want a punch.
So I fully back Graham up on this, because at no point since last summer has Dak come out and said, I want to stay in Dallas. Like, if you look at it, Amari Cooper said, I want to stay. I want to be here. Dak has not made that commitment to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
I
wouldn't be averse to drafting a quarterback, because you still have someone you could trade.
would you so who's the quarterbacks you've got available then on your list?
That's why I think it's a little bit of a reach, because the top three will have gone by then. So by picking somebody at 17, you're stretching.
No, Justin Herbert is still available to us.
Shut up. He'll be gone by then. He'll be gone.
As I say, this is the draft that's in front of me. So, as I say, we've Justin Herbert, we've the top three running backs, Josh Jones and Justin Jefferson.
Do you know?
Who's your pick, gentlemen?
Is Jordan Love not even there as well?
Jordan Love was there as well, but he'd be next year down.
He's even further down.
Yeah.
If we take this one step, it's not running back. So
It's not running back.
running back. So take it one step at a time.
It would be so tempting to take Jefferson because he's a quality wide receiver, but this draft is so deep at wide receiver.
Yeah,
I'm taking the offensive tackle here.
Yeah,
I think because we've got Cooper done, it puts wide receiver quite far down the list, which is good in this draft.
I mean, look, we would opt for Gallup. We don't have Gallup in the first round. Look how good he is, So, but I think, like James just saying there, it's like I think if Andrew Thomas was there available,
he's gone.
Is he not? Is he not in your list?
He's gone off my list. Yeah.
Right. Well, if that's the case, then why the hell not? Just go for Jefferson. Why not?
And I'm also not.
Hold on. Here's my wee quick question: is Neville Gilmore available?
We're only doing off.
And I'm also not. I'm not taking a wide receiver at 17 to play him as the third receiver this year, neither.
So, That leaves you with your options are Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, or Josh Jones.
Josh Jones. I'm taking the tackle.
Tackle. Graham.
Tackle.
Tackle.
Who's the
Tackle.
other tackles?
Paul.
Who's the other tackles?
Cesar Ruiz, John Simpson.
They're second round.
Yeah,
guys.
that's kind of. There's not
So
much else.
We're leaving Justin Herbert on the board for someone else.
Josh Jones. Yeah, Josh Jones.
All right, so Josh Jones is our pick, ladies and gentlemen, at 17. So it's just working its way down. Justin Herbert went on the next pick. Neville Gallimore is number 29 in the rankings.
Has he been picked?
He's gone.
See, that's fine because Paul would have been on that phone 5 minutes earlier. He'd have mixed up.
It's like,
Now Paul's talking, he'd be ringing up for that fucking number one.
just do a Mike Ditka. Do a Mike Ditka. Just throw all the picks for him.
So we're working it, and it's working its way down. So we're into the second round, and our pick is up. And again, our options on offense. So we have Michael Pittman, wide receiver. Cole Kmet, tight end. Prince Tega, offensive tackle. Adam Troutman, tight end. Isaiah Wilson, offensive tackle. And Jacob Eason is available as a quarterback. So you're down into the late 70s in rankings at that stage.
I'm big on Troutman, but not in the second. Too high. Too high. I think you're going to see tight ends in the third. I think it's shown itself to be quite poor this year, so not yet for Troutman.
Yes,
not yet.
Is Jake Fromm available?
Hold on. Let me see. Jake Fromm. He is available, but he's at number 87 and potentially available in the third round as well.
If he's available in the third, I would take him.
So he's still available in the second.
You could still get a decent need at this point.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, like, if it's pure offensively, I would probably just get a wide receiver again, maybe.
Okay.
Or
so, sorry,
if it's
I actually skipped over the top two players available. KJ Hamler, wide receiver from Penn State, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, running back.
What about Jonah? Is Jonah Jackson available? The inside offensive lineman guard, Jonah Jackson.
Jonah Jackson is gone. But I actually do have someone who might interest us. A gentleman by the name of Matt Hennessy.
Yeah, from Temple.
From Temple.
Yeah, I would say that would be a safe pick, to be fair.
You know what I'm going to ask you, Brian? How far down is our guy from our two guys from Texas? Because, and I know we didn't have the best season, but these two guys were probably two of the best players on the Texas.
Devin Duvernay, you will get in the fourth round. And Colin Johnson, you will get in the late third. You will get both of them in the fourth round.
I'm tempted to wait. Just
wait on those.
Especially because you're going to play him essentially as a third, fourth receiver. So
yeah. So what do we want, gentlemen? Do we we've taken Josh Jones in the first round? Do we want to go offensive line again?
Well, again, looking at what we've got already of offensive linemen, I still think we still need to add more depth to it.
Yeah.
Because even with Frederick gone, Looney's going to have to step in, or McGovern needs to step in. But what if Connor Williams gets injured? What if Zach Martin gets injured? Who's going to fill in? So I think it may be safe to say maybe go for like a Hennessy or something like that. If he's available.
Shore that lineup.
Graham, you're being very quiet.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking back to Jerry of old when he liked to make a splash. Can you imagine Coop, Gallup, and Pittman?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
Like Pittman is one of the smoothest route runners, I think, in this draft class.
I mean, you could even put Cooper in the slot.
You could move Cooper, and Cooper is damn good out of the slot.
Pittman from USC.
Yeah.
I take your point on offensive line because that used to be like cornerstone of the team. Do you know what I mean? So
anything to help feed Zeke, anything, man.
yeah, exactly.
And I know we said we want to do trades here, but what about just throwing it out there and bringing a tight end in?
The best available tight ends too.
Going to someone and saying, "Here's our second round pick. What tight end have you got for a decentish tight end that's already on a roster?" I know we're not doing trades, but I was just thinking.
Yeah. What tight end do you think you'd get for a second round pick?
I don't know. It all depends on what teams want to give up. But when it's on draft night and you're looking at your roster, you're looking at your board, someone's by the time we get to pick 17, 18, 19, 20, somebody's board's going to be tits up. Somebody's going to need to stockpile these picks to maybe move up, or do you know what I mean? So someone's going to be tempted to give up a decent player for lower.
Is David Njoku been released, or is he still with Cleveland?
Yeah, he's still with Cleveland.
That could be something that could be tradable because they've just signed Austin Hooper, who is far more superior natural tight end. But Njoku's still good. He's an athletic. He's probably like a 5 times better version of Rico Gavels, to be honest. But
and that's what I mean. So if you can get someone where maybe it's not surplus to a because they may want to play that two-headed tight end role, but a second round pick with somebody like Cleveland who's still rebuilding might say, you know what, a second round pick, it's worth it. But that's just throwing it out there. But I would, if we're not doing trades, I would go for the offensive lineman just to shore up even more. But if you think you broader spectrum, I'd see if somebody would have itchy fingers and say, take a tight end with your second rounder. But in this instance, I'd take the lineman again.
So we're in agreement on taking the lineman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who have you got available again?
So Matt Hennessy is your pick.
If I was to choose, and Hennessy was the best available inside guard,
he is
center, I would pick Hennessy. Yes.
Yeah. So we're drafting Matt Hennessy. So it's going to work its way down. KJ Hamler is gone. Brandon Ayuk is gone. Pittman went 56.
That's not far off his actual prediction, is it not? It's even like 57.
Yeah. We're working down into this. We're into the third round now. Moving forward, pick 81 or 82, where we are, with the Raiders in front of us with 2 picks.
The Raiders, honest to God, man.
And you're not going to believe what the Las Vegas Raiders have just done at pick number 81.
They took the QB, didn't they?
They took a QB.
So Raiders.
They took Jacob Eason.
Who?
Jacob Eason.
Is he
from Washington? Yeah, from Washington. So
I'll tell you who. So on mine, they've took Kyle. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Kyle Kmet, tight end from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right, and Kyle Duggar, safety from Leonore Ryan.
Yeah.
So that's the 2 picks they did.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love went to Indianapolis.
Oh, very good. So if we look at it, right, best available offensive players to us are Matthew Peart, who is an offensive tackle from UConn. So I don't think we're going to go offensive line again. Jalen Hurts, quarterback.
Oh,
Jake Fromm, quarterback.
Oh,
Sadiq Charles, offensive tackle, LSU. Eno Benjamin, running back. Ben Barch, offensive tackle from St. John. And Hunter Bryant, tight end.
I was just going to say, Paul's already halfway to the podium, but there's not going to be a podium this year. I think Paul's already taken from
the pick and all.
you're not gonna believe this. So obviously, I'm trying to go along with you, Brian.
Yeah.
Guess who's still available in mine?
Go on.
Pittman.
Jesus.
Pittman's still available.
Yeah. What we got left at running back, Paul?
At mine, at running back.
And what about you, Brian?
After Cam Akers,
yeah,
I've got Eno Benjamin, Zach Moss, Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, I'm the same. The first running back was gone off my board.
And in terms of wide receivers, I've got Pittman, Chase Claypool, Van Jefferson, KJ Hill, Bryan Edwards.
Yeah, I'm down Van Jefferson and KJ Hill on mine.
Are you thinking competition, Jamie? Competition for Pollard at running back?
I'm thinking of a three-headed monster here, just for the fact that because Pollard is so versatile, you could even drop him in the slot.
Yeah. I like the way you're thinking there, Jamie, because if that's the case, we've got two dynamic runners, but we don't have a hard hitting, like a proper, like Mark Ingram type of style running back. The one is just going to run right in front of you and knock you flat out cold. So it could be something that, I mean, in that spot, one thing that McCarthy tried to do years ago, and well, we kind of know how that went, was Eddie Lacy, but he just ate too many pies, unfortunately.
Did you say, Brian, that Zach Moss is?
Zach Moss is available. Well, as I say, you also have your quarterback there in Jake Fromm and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I've got Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm, Anthony Gordon, and 9.
I'm taking Moss from Utah. He could go anywhere from late first to mid third. He's someone's going to snap him. It can end up being a steal. I'm going to take Zach Moss from Utah. And that running back room is going to be unreal. We've got my friend.
I would just this is a good alternative for me, to get some Dak competition, because we're not quite sure what's going to happen. I mean,
I
they want the deal, but
totally agree.
No, it's just...
The question is, who?
I've seen from late second.
Well, this is now the third.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if that was me, I would. It's just, well, if he's still there, why not take him?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the quarterback who's available and higher ranked than him, and we have spoken about him on this program as being Dak 2.0.
Jacob Eason, yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Is he still available in yours?
He's still available on mine.
Ryan, you
third round for Hurts.
In an Alabama wide receiver, and you're going to go. Now you're potentially looking at. He's Oklahoma, isn't he? Sorry, Oklahoma.
He transferred to some trash school.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, if we actually end up drafting Jalen Hurts, Alabama fans is like, how about them Cowboys in Alabama off right, left, right, and centre? I'm telling you.
So, gentlemen, who is our pick? Are we taking the quarterback?
So read the quarterback names again, just to clarify.
Jalen Hurts from some trash school and Jake from another trash school.
If Hurts was there, he can't, especially in the third round, you need to go for him. Especially when it comes to when we're trying to compete, because off Prescott's spot right now is Cooper Rush. And no offense to Cooper, like nice guy and all that, but he's not exactly trying to push the envelope to try and get a starting place, is he?
Nope.
So, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of competition, and especially with what's going on with the whole contract situation. I think that would be a really good safe pick.
I'm going to say it honestly. It would be a rocket up the arse. That might make that. Oh shit. Yeah.
I thought we were trying to keep this PC, by the way.
Are we submitting the pick as Jalen Hurts?
Yes, I'd say Jalen.
I would be. I would be. I'd be arguing to go a different direction. So I'm going to let you three make this pick because I made my option going on. I would wait another round for at least a quarterback. But
I'll be honest and say, Jamie, I think there's a possibility Zach Moss will be available in the fourth. So
in terms of his ranking, Jamie, Zach Moss is not as high up than other running. There is other running backs that are more higher graded.
Yeah.
I get what you mean in terms of, showing that quarterback room as well. But I just think I would maybe wait another round. But yeah, I'll let you guys go because you three was on that quarterback train for this round. So
I'll tell you what, Jamie. I tell you what, Jamie. If Zach Moss is there in the next round, then I think we're all in agreement.
I'll so we'll do that. We'll let you pick that, and then if he's there in the fourth round, then I'll do the tiebreaker in the quarterback room.
Graham, you're the tiebreaker here. Who's the pick?
Let's go with From.
You want Jake
From.
Oh.
So it's back to me to actually make the pick then in this case.
Yeah.
And it's a
I'll
hard.
be honest. Like, I'll be honest. From, if I'm being honest, but in terms of matching the same style of quarterback, it would be Jalen Hurts. That's the way I'm kind of seeing it. I would have Hurts because it's very similar to the same as Dak.
I haven't, but I say, although I wouldn't probably personally wouldn't have gone QB. In terms of the two, I would probably agree with Paul just for the fact that From had a bit of an awful combine in it, and there was so many questions around arm strength that if you take it to an eye, you don't want queries of arm strength as a third round QB.
Like
everyone said that about Dak anyway, arm strength. So
true.
So it looks like the pick is falling on me, and this is like choosing how to die by strangulation or by arsenic. I've got to pick a guy from a trash school or pick a guy I've trashed all year long. So, ladies and gentlemen, our pick in the third round is Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
It's like, okay.
It's like internet connection's gone.
What's he thought, man?
Let me just make a note of that.
Bryan, you have my Christmas card list this year.
So we're coming down towards the fourth round pick.
Oh yeah, so I'll just pick Jake From.
Just coming up. Oh, Jamie!
Is he there?
You're going to be so disappointed.
Oh no!
Is he there?
Zach Moss went at 116 to the Jaguars. So
I got Jake From it last round then.
So we are at pick 123. The available players to us are, the best ranked players are Antonio Gibson, running back from Memphis. Courtney Davis, wide receiver from some trash school that Mike Pollan supports. Antonio McFarland, from running back from Maryland. I think this name might interest everybody. Albert O, tight end, Missouri. Lynn Bowden Jr., wide receiver, Kentucky. Gabriel Davis, wide receiver, UCF. Colin Johnson.
I was just about to ask that. I was just about to ask about Colin Johnson. Is Colin Johnson available?
Colin Johnson is still available.
The tight end would have been.
But also, is Courtney Davis there?
Courtney Davis is still available.
Colin Johnson ain't going to go past the 4th round, so I'm and not just being at home. I'm taking Colin Johnson. The tight end would have been tempting.
It's just because you're a Longhorn, Jamie.
No. Did you watch the play last year? His play was unreal last year.
Jamie, he was injured all year.
Yeah. So I mean, no. When he's out on that field, he makes.
Did Jamie just do a Stephen A?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
When he's on that field, he is unreal. So I'm taking him in. If it's a 4th round.
What about, is Bryan Edwards still available?
Hold on.
From South Carolina, wide receiver.
No.
Lynn Bowden.
Hold on. Troutman is gone. Lynn Bowden is still available.
What QBs are left? I know we've taken, but what QBs are left?
QBs: Anthony Gordon, James Morgan, Nate Stanley, Stephen Montez, and you're down in the 6th and 7th round now with those guys.
So it's not worth looking at a QB then. Either way, we would have gone running back last round.
Running backs available: Antonio Gibson, Anthony McFarland, AJ Dillon, Darrington Evans.
What kickers are available?
Don't have on this.
You leave Kyle.
You said Albert O is available, right? Big Albert O.
Albert O is available.
Oh. I would definitely, like, if Big Albert O is available, definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to back that pick up, but I mean, I think it's time to pick up a tight end now.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say there's no chance of us pronouncing his name properly, especially with 3 different accents here.
I'm gonna, although I was big in calling up, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Like I said, there's just probably, in terms of the difference between the tight end and the wide receiver, the ceiling is way higher for the tight end. So I say especially get to that play, you're taking the best player, aren't you? So I'm as much as it pains me, get that tight end position shored up.
Bryan, it's got to be tight end.
Tight end, yeah.
We've
Big Albert O.
Waited long enough.
We're taking Alberto. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up our 4-round mock. So we have taken Josh Jones, offensive tackle from Houston. Matt Hennessy, inside offensive line from Temple. We have taken, with our 3rd round pick, Jalen Hurts, quarterback from some trash school. And
this is personal, isn't it? This is personal.
Our 4th round pick is Alberto, tight end from Missouri. So are we happy with those picks? Is there anything we feel we haven't addressed there in terms of the offensive side of the ball?
If we're going fully offense in the draft, then yeah, I would be quite happy with that. But obviously, I don't see us not missing a deep.
See, it would be good. It would be good doing something like this again in a show closer to the draft, but doing it anybody and just, like you say, letting the thing, and then we go with either side of the ball. But yeah, I feel like you say, you're going specifically on offense. You've addressed, even if it's someone to back up, and you've got a QB that you can rely on if he needs to come in and play instead of Dak.
Yeah.
You've taken 2 linemen to shore up that line, and then you've addressed another glaring need at tight end because we lost Jay Witt, and there's nobody then really.
I think we've done well with value in positions of need because we don't need running back. Because we got Cooper, we're not necessarily big on wide receiver either. We've got, in my opinion, a top 5 quarterback at the moment. And we've shored up a line that's taken a couple of hits recently in terms of not getting 16 out of Smith and Travis walking out the door. So we've kind of done well on both fronts.
Yeah, I'm gonna summarize what you just said, Graham. We're thinking like Jerry.
Oofed.
Just to throw a little span in there. Which position did you think we got most value out of? Or so which pick did you think we got most value out of?
Definitely the quarterback, I feel. No, sorry, tight end.
I
Definitely.
think Alberto was available to us in the 4th round. I don't think that has been realistic.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Don't get me wrong. Like in terms of value, it seems to be more in the later picks. It's like I think. Looking back now, like, was there any other choices that were available? If we were to run this again, it could be different options. Who knows? But definitely, as we're going through the later rounds, it was like definitely we're getting more value for money. Like, if we were to do this like 7 rounds, who knows?
Yeah,
we would have got.
Yeah,
I think 3rd and 4th round is our best because I think it's pretty nailed on that we're going D at 17.
Yeah.
So, we were kind of looking at the 1st round thinking, right, who's left? And that's not a good position to be in. So I think we got 3rd and 4th is definitely our value.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up things for this week's show. My thanks to Graham, to Paul, and to Jamie, our co-founder. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.